my last prayer item. Before I talk about my last prayer item, I want to explain something about prophecy which people do not understand. Hallelujah. Which I also didn't understand for quite a long period of time. You know, even if prophecy looks like it is predictive, the purpose of prophecy is to primarily reveal the mind of God. Hallelujah. When Moses went to Egypt and told the people of Israel that, look what, we are now moving from Egypt to what? To Canaan. It was as much a prediction as it was a revelation of the mind of God. But guess what? It's only 2 people who heard that message in Egypt who actually entered into the fullness of the message. Why did the rest of the Jews die in the wilderness? Because if you don't embrace the mind of God, it will never come to pass in your life. Hallelujah. So when we stand and we say, this is what the Spirit is saying, we are not really predicting. We are actually revealing the mind of God. Whether people embrace the mind of God or they reject it, it's up to them. Hallelujah. 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 So when we stand on the pulpit by the Spirit of God and say, the time for this and that is not yet. And then people start to oppose us, that they start to analyze us politically. Let me tell you something. I'm not a politician, and at the present moment, I don't support any political party in Zimbabwe. I'm not saying don't support any political party. You can choose. It's your democratic right. You live in a democracy. Zimbabwe is not a theocracy. Look at your neighbor and say, Zimbabwe is not a theocracy. Yes, to the best of my knowledge, Zimbabwe is not a theocracy. And since Zimbabwe is a democracy, you are allowed tomorrow. It's within your rights tomorrow. I used to vote in the past. But this year, so that I personally, and I'm not inciting you not to go and vote. It's actually your responsibility to go and vote. But because of the role that God wants me to play in interceding for this nation, I can't afford to choose a side. Hallelujah. Because the moment I choose a side, how will I pray for those on the other side? How will I pray for them? Let us assume I choose MDCT of Thokozani Kupe. And then God says, pray for MDC Alliance or ZANU-PF. How will I pray for them when I've chosen a side? It means that kind of voice, I won't even hear it. If God says fast for the leader of ZANU-PF, President Itim Nangakwa, or fast for the leader of MDC Alliance, Nelson Chamisa, it means I won't even hear the message because already I will be on the other side. So God told me in my spirit, He told me not that it is wrong to vote when you are a pastor. It's perfectly right to vote when you are a pastor. But He told me in my spirit, this year don't choose a side. I want you to intercede for my people because whether a person is MTC or a person is ZANU-PF or a person is Mavambo, whatever they are, we all belong to God. We are all descendants of Noah. Let us declare and say we are all descendants of Noah. There is no one who came from another person other than Noah. Let us decree and say we are all descendants of Noah. Say, I am a descendant of Noah. And you are not a descendant of Noah spiritually. You are actually physically a descendant of Noah. You came directly from Noah. Say, I'm a descendant of Noah. Hallelujah. The challenge with modern systems of governing, because they are not entirely according to the revelation of God, they divide people. That's the main challenge that we have as intercessors. We are left to pick up the pieces as intercessors and to intercede for people to unite. Hallelujah. So when in the past I talked about consensus, that the Spirit of God is showing me that the winner takes all will not work in Zimbabwe. Some people, they started to question me, so you mean to say we need a coalition government? Group A or Group B is evil. We can't have a coalition of evil. Let me tell you, all politicians, they want power and they want to control resources. They may not tell you that, but I'm telling you that. How do I know that? I was once a political activist. And I know most of those people who are active in politics now, I once acted and walked among them. Hallelujah. I was once a political activist. If you can show me a politician who doesn't love power, I would want to see that politician. If you can show me a politician who doesn't want to control resources in a country, in a province, or in a what, or in a whatever, I would want you to show me that politician. A politician who selflessly, they want to work for you and I, and they don't want power, they don't want to control resources. So the mind of God for us as Christians and for us as Zimbabweans is that after what happens tomorrow, no one should die for a politician. That's the mind of God. Look at your neighbor and say, don't be fooled into dying for a politician. Look at your neighbor once more and say, don't be fooled into dying for a politician. Because you will get maimed, you will die, you will get injured. You will be permanently injured or disfigured for a politician to get into power. And the funny thing with these people, they may be insulting each other. Very, very soon you will see them talking to each other. Let us just watch the space. Look at your neighbor and say, watch the space for details. Say, watch the space for details. Especially here, the way things are. The mind of God is that, after whatever will be happening tomorrow, people should unite to build this country. As far as I'm concerned, some they say the transition started last year. As far as I'm concerned, according to the mind of God, the transition must start from tomorrow onwards. Hallelujah. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what the Spirit of God is saying. The winner takes everything. It will not work for us. It won't work. If you think there is a winner who will take everything and run away with it, you are joking. Look at your neighbor and say, if you think there is a winner who will take away everything and run away with it, you are joking. There are 3 words which will map the way forward for our country. 3 words. The 3 words that will map the way forward for our country are prayer. Christians must pray. They must not wait for events. And then the second word is dialogue. Dialogue. Look at your neighbor and say, do you pray for this nation? And then the third word which will take this nation forward is consensus. 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 Hallelujah. Without those 3 words, we are headed for very serious trouble. If we don't pray for our nation, we are headed for very, very serious trouble. If we don't dialogue as a nation and we discover one another, we are headed for very, very serious trouble. If we don't reach a consensus as a nation, we are headed for very, very serious trouble. These are the things that I was burdened with from last night up to 3 a.m. this morning. Hallelujah. I was crying before God because of the things that I was seeing. I won't tell you what I was seeing. Hallelujah. And demonstrations won't work. That's why I'm saying you should not injure yourself for politicians to get into power. Hallelujah. I know to demonstrate is your democratic right. But according to the Spirit of God, the Lord has told me that as Christians we should pray for our nation. As Christians, after whatever will be taking place tomorrow, we should dialogue and we should find each other and have consensus. Hallelujah. This is the mind of God. Hallelujah. I don't know what it looks like to a person who will be listening. Whether it looks like a prediction or it looks like a prophecy or it looks like foretelling, I don't know. But my desire is to speak the mind of God as an intercessor. Whether people accept the mind of God or they don't accept it, it's up to them. If we reject those three things that I've written on the board, just watch. You will see what will happen. The good thing is that there are people who are saying out there in other nations, after the results are announced of whatever will be happening tomorrow, other nations, they will force us to say dialogue among each other, discover one another and work together because you are one people. Let us stand up and pray for this nation.
You can watch more of the videos of the servant of God, Pastor Ian Ndlovu, by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Divine Kingdom TV Ministry. And you can also like our Facebook page, Divine Kingdom Baptist Ministries. Also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Divine KPM.